Itay, a 19-year-old American member of the IDF stationed at the border with Gaza on October 7th. He chose to work that day in particular in exchange for time off to attend his brother's bar mitzvah. In addition to caring deeply for his family, he loved nature, spending a lot of time outside hiking. The Hostages and Missing Families Forum describes him as, quote, salt of the earth. He was that kind of person. Joining us now to talk more about Itay and the latest as we watch for this deal to happen, Itay's father, Ruby Ken there. Ruby, I'm so sorry for what you've been through. Thank you so much for making the time tonight.
Yeah, good evening to evening 470, which was the last time I spoke to my son.
I know that you have felt every hour, every minute as it's gone by. What is on your heart? What is on your mind as we are 7 hours away from a potential ceasefire deal?
So I think gratitude is first in place. I think we should thank the Biden administration, specifically Mr. McGurk, that has been camping out in Doha, in Qatar, to get this done. But even more so, Mr. Steve Witkoff and the Trump administration. Once that president-elect came out with his statement on social media, it moved. It was an inflection point. It was something that has been missing for many months. And he and his team, Adam Boehler, Steve Witkoff, and Mike Waltz, all took charge, worked in support and together with the Biden administration to get us where we are now. And we need to thank God that indeed we are where we are now. But there's also a mixed emotion that my son, with the majority of the hostages, 65 in number, are not part of this first phase, and there's no guarantee at the moment that there will be a second phase. So the majority of the U.S. hostages, 5 of them, are not coming out, which means that we still have a lot of work to do and the job is not done. And what we urged Mr. Mike Waltz, that we met today with Mr. Adam Boehler, who's in charge of the hostages issue, is not to wait for 16 days until they start negotiating on the second phase.
Mm-hmm.
Monday afternoon,
I know you're not alone.
They should start working.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I know the phased issue of this has been a big point of contention. I want to ask you about this. I know that in March, you were told that your son had allegedly been killed on October 7th, and I cannot imagine hearing that news. I know you say you are holding out hope still. Tell me more about what officials said, what news you are still waiting for here.
So it's based on some intelligence that came out. Hamas has not given any indication, a statement about my son. So we know that somehow initially, he was okay, at least to our knowledge. But we have not been able to get any type of sign of life. It's unbearable to think that this terrorist organization has not provided the basic dignity to the hostages, where they have not allowed the International Red Cross or doctors to come in and see them and be able to understand their status as well as treat them accordingly. So it's like all of us are in the dark, and there's no physical evidence what happened to my son. Yeah. So we, understand that the most likely scenario is going to be very bad for us. But still, what defines him at the moment, more than anything, is he is a hostage. He needs to come out. And then when he comes out, we'll deal with it and process it and do what we need to do.
I can't imagine the anguish and the agony of all of these days of no sign of life and just not knowing, not having the information and wondering if he's okay. Can I ask, I know that you have been invited to President-elect Trump's inauguration on Monday. Are you planning on attending?
Yes, of course. I think it was very gracious of the president and his team to reach out to the 7 U.S. hostage families. I think it's a signal, not only domestic, but also internationally, to understand that the president-elect puts this at a high priority for him. And we all hope that this new team, which we've seen even before starting, have done so much for us. We can only imagine what they will do coming Monday afternoon when they actually in office. And we've met, as I said today, Mr. Mike Waltz. We've been meeting other officials as well. And we just hope that this momentum continues and that we will indeed be able to see not the first hostages come out, but we will be able to say, here's the last hostage that came out.
Ruby, Ken, I appreciate your time so much. I know this has been a long fight, and it is one that you are not letting fade. I truly appreciate your time. Wishing you all of the best.
Thank you for having me, and God bless, and just pray for us.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.